Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to sunny Ohio. Yeah, we're going to be here for another couple weeks, but no art on the walls. It makes for a boring office space, but it's all right, everybody. So tonight we got a good show for you. We're going to be doing a Hake's auction preview. As you know, we usually try to cram those in on Thursdays. Never worked out really well. So I decided from now on, whenever we do an auction preview with the team from Hake's, we were going to do a dedicated show for it. So let me bring the team from Hake's into the show this evening. Alex, Sean, and Kelly.
Hey,
how are you all doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I can't complain. I'll be happy when my move is over. I see Sean's moving too because his old backdrop is different.
Yeah, man, but I'm still in tropical Ohio. So not all of us can move down to Florida, buddy.
Well, you could, but
yeah, you're right. Fair enough.
Some a little sooner than others.
Yes,
right, Kelly.
I hear it every day.
We're opening a branch in Key West pretty soon.
Key West wouldn't be bad. So hey, Kelly, you're gonna be in San Diego this week, right?
Yes. Yeah, I leave tomorrow. Three of us will be out there.
Okay.
But not just me and my brother Corey and Tom Gordon, our comic book specialist.
Okay.
Be man in the booth, and you'll be there.
I will be there. I'll be there on Thursday through Saturday, so it should be a lot of fun. I haven't been there. I didn't go 3 years before COVID, so it's been a while since I've been to San Diego.
Sweet.
I have to ask, Alex, are you role playing for Heather with the clean shavenness, buddy? You trying to change?
You know what? You're like one of the only people that even mentioned that. Everyone looks at me like, "What happened?" So no, she didn't even know I was going to do it. It was like too many guys on Hake staff had beards. I had to switch it up.
Yeah, I got you. So, yeah, I see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but you started it, Alex.
Well, I ended it now.
Okay. All right, it's getting off topic.
No, but just, Kelly, you want to, since you brought up San Diego, mention we got some great stuff this year. We got our own booth. You go ahead.
Yeah, we'll have great items on display. Comic books, Rocket Fire and Boba Fett, taking consignments. We're right next to. If you're going to be there, I'd love to see you. We'll be right next to CBCS and PSA in booth 704, right in Golden Alley. And be happy to
get swag.
Oh yeah, plenty of swag. We have buttons to give out, pens to give out. We have a daily exclusive button every day. They're numbered, so if you want a whole set, you gotta visit every day. So sorry, Bill, you won't be there every day. They're gonna run out.
Comic book characters, not just our usual Hake's pen. These are specially designed for San Diego.
Yeah, especially designed.
Characters.
Yeah,
sort of what we were gonna do with Star Celebration, but that sort of fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, COVID. Thank you, COVID. But
well, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'll bring over some of my Dueling Dealers cards or something, and maybe I can get some of the buttons that I can't get. We'll do a trade.
We'll see what's left over.
They're collector's items.
They are. I may be able to. If I say I can put a set back for you, then all of a sudden I'm going to get all these little comments and people saying put a set back for me.
I should have asked before the show started.
No, I'll just wink and say no, I can't do it, and move on.
I understand. Well, I'm looking forward to the show, though. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, me too.
Again, it's been way too long, and we've never met in person, Kelly. So that'll be
no. I'm really glad I'm not going with Sean this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that. Yeah, he is. But yeah, right on. Marcus will be at 4303. I'll come check it out.
I think is that Albert's booth, Marcus? I have no idea. I think it's probably around there. I don't remember. I'll be hanging out a bit with Berkey and Mark Hay, and I'll probably be in there with Anthony a little bit. And I think they're all in the same aisle, which is like the 4400 aisle. But yeah, it should be a good time. I mean, like I say, I'm staying with friends, so I was able to kind of save a few dollars going out there. I probably wouldn't have made it this year with the move going on and everything. But yeah, I'm excited about it. But let's talk a bit about the auction. Now, I know that, if I'm not mistaken, the art portion, or is it all of the art portion or just parts of it? I think most of it is ending next Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah, 27th. Right.
Okay.
That all ends on 27th.
What time do the
9 p.m. Eastern? The 20-minute clock starts at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
So things can't end before 9:20.
Exciting.
Yeah.
And it usually is. So Tuesday is the first half will be the historical, political, sports, all of that stuff. Then the second half is all comics. art,
Pop culture.
the
Yeah.
pop culture, action figure, Star Wars, all of that stuff will be the second half.
Well, that's good because I actually got the catalog in the mail and I haven't had a
Good.
chance to look at it yet, but I will look at it tomorrow. As always, I appreciate getting those. They are collector's items in and of themselves.
For sure.
Yes,
So,
they are.
well, why don't we, I saw Wingo mentioned stuff about Star Wars, and I know that the first thing we were going to talk about tonight was some Star Wars, the dailies that
Yes.
you have all collected. You want to take a look at those and maybe look at each of these because they're all pretty spectacular.
They are. Yeah, let's do it.
So let's see. I've got the list here in front of me, but let's go ahead and take a look at what do we got here. I mean, look at that. If you're a Star Wars collector of any kind, I mean, that's a strip for you.
Yeah. So, I mean, these have been in the collection of Charles Lippincott since Al Williamson personally gave them to him back in 1978. They were drawn up as a proposal for all 6 of these for these are for the second week, and they're the movie adaptation scenes that are in these. If you've seen Star Wars one time, or like me, if you've seen it 200 times or however many times I've seen it, those panels of the movie scenes are they're just chilling. Yeah, this, and you just in your mind you hear what they're saying. You can just put yourself right into the movie. And those of you who don't know who Charles Lippincott was, he was a juggernaut, catalyst to creating Star Wars from the beginning. The Chaykin poster, which is actually, if you don't know if you can see it up there on my on my wall, little poster, that Howard Chaykin poster was his conception. He went and picked them up, took them to San Diego, which is a nice segue, San Diego 1976, to promote Star Wars. So he was beyond involved in the inception of Star Wars, and then hired Al Williamson to do this, and then he did the first 2 weeks. The first 6 are with George Lucas, so these 6 are now with us. So this first one is just a fantastic scene. 3 panels of a very upset Darth Vader is a way to put it, I think. But each one of these is spectacular.
And really better scene by scene adaptation than you got in the Marvel comic.
Yes.
6 issues. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
and just quickly back on Charles Lippincott. Not only did he help with this, but this is a guy that put movie merchandise on the map. So he got the Marvel license, he got the Kenner license. As important as Lucas was in the creation of Star Wars franchise, Lippincott was into making it the cash cow that it became, and then every movie after that followed suit with that same kind of blueprint.
Mm-hmm. What was he how was he related to Lucasfilm?
He was their early marketing guru. He wasn't related, but he was just early on, before people knew how big this was going to blow up. He believed in the idea. I mean, he was a marketing. And then he then continued to do that for many other films, but
he didn't give up. I mean, Marvel rejected him, I don't know several times, I think, until he finally convinced them to do the comic.
He convinced them to save their company.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Each one of these daily strips are just, it's like watching the movie through his eyes. It's incredible. They're all incredible.
I said that first panel was the one to get, but literally all of these strips are really, really amazing.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Sean?
Are they like the prototyping? Like, what's so
it was so they went to Williamson to start. This is before the daily strip ever started, the daily syndicate strip, and he decided not to do it. And it went to Russ Manning, and then it started with Russ for years, and went to a couple other artists, and actually circled back to Williamson to finish off the syndicate.
It's important to note that George Lucas handpicked him, right? Because he loved his style.
His EC work, yeah.
Correct, right. His Flash Gordon work, right? Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers.
Thank you, Jeff. Jeff
Yeah.
Wedding, if you look at the comments,
There
he
you go.
said exactly what Charles
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
Jeff.
So for whatever reason, the scheduling, didn't line up, or it may have been Al from the beginning, but that sort of fell apart. And he did these in '78. So then it was March of '79 that the strip actually got picked up. That's when Russ did it, but a totally different, off the beaten path storyline, right? They never circled back to movie adaptation like the Marvel comic book did. It was, I think there was something like 27 different storylines, but all unique to the newspaper strips.
Yeah. And the last lot you're on here shows the first 6, which are in their own right. George Lucas owns these, so we all know that they're not going to go anywhere. They're also this is a grouping of stats that would have gone to the newspapers, showing all 12 weeks. The first 6, which are not here, and our 6 are in here as well.
But what's important to note too is, as many dailies as Al Williamson did in the second phase of the strip, we could find no record of any of that ever coming to auction. So I don't know if the state has it, if someone has it privately. There's no recorded sales of any Al Williamson strips. So in and of itself, that makes it important. But even if those strips were available, they would have been one of these other storylines. To have these that literally is scene by scene adaptation it takes it to another level. I mean, these really are, we can't say enough about them. That's why we put them on the front cover of our catalog.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Well, they're getting a lot of interest from bidders so far.
Yeah.
So, and you've got a lot of time to go on these. So, yeah, this is it'll be curious to see where these end up. Like you said, not being on the market before at all, coming out of Lippincot's collection. Yeah, this is going to be really interesting.
And anybody wants to go online and check them out. Kelly put together a great little video montage of all of them. And when we also, you can see there we show pictures. They weren't published in the newspaper, but in 1983, they did appear in the Al Williamson art book. And then later on in the IDW reprint books, and actually volume 2, because volume 2 is where his Al strip starts. So they covered that in the front matter of volume.
Yeah.
I agree, Chuck.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing these. I mean, these could go a little late into the night, I think. With the we've been stuck. We've been here when people were bidding late into the auction, and if the reason is these, I'll be fine. Sometimes it's not something as exciting as these, but it's worth the wait.
Well, the good thing for me is I won't have been in San Diego for a whole week, so I'm nice and rested. If you are in San Diego for a whole week and have to come back and stay till midnight, I feel for you.
Well, you heard it. Yeah, that's. Thank you.
This kind of guy I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good pep talk.
so get back to work is basically what it is. Get off the plane and come back to work. Yeah.
Exactly. That's so those will be interesting. I saw Scott Wingo had asked about the Star Wars 3 page, which was actually the second kind of item that we wanted to look at tonight too, from Howard Chaykin. So here, go ahead and take a look.
Another great movie scene adaptation that, panel for panel in the Millennium Falcon doing the lightsaber training. Just a great page. Anyway, this art speaks for itself. So I just think it's fantastic. Puts you right into the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Howard's work, and this is like you say, this is a bit of history right here.
Yeah.
It was the Atari game with that little paddle thing.
It's made out to me too. Look at that. Maybe I should own this one.
Yeah, I can take absentee bids. I can do whatever you want, Bill.
Yeah, I'll have to work out. Think about that.
But just on this, that his art from the first 6 issues, those adaptation issues, do not come up that often. And again, not one of this caliber. This really is action packed.
Yeah, it's a great page.
Scott's right too. The picture on Cat for this page is pretty small.
I am going to look into that.
Yeah, note that out and see if you can put a bigger one out there. For some reason, it doesn't blow up like the rest do.
I think I know exactly why. Thank you.
Yeah, good looking
I'll
out,
fix
Scott.
that. Yeah, I know why.
And just like Jeff said, they are rare. Jeff's a huge Star Wars collector, so and very knowledgeable about pretty much all the artwork from most of the major storylines and books. So if he says they're rare, they are very rare.
Yes.
Well, no one's coming off it. It all gets black holed because everybody knows everybody wants it. So once it goes away, it goes away.
Yeah, well, this is great. Again, this is a piece that's probably going to go into the night a bit with the 20-minute roll.
But we were here. I think we were here longer since we started the new closing procedure. We were here longer last. No, was that last?
The last auction. It was the last one.
Auction. It was late. Yeah, last auction. We were here later than normal because of a Boba Fett prototype, which is fine. Yeah, because it set a record.
Right. Did everybody stay because you wanted to see where things were going to wind out?
We still have crews because some have to be in early the next morning for whatever. On the second half, I have to have a crew in early to start the invoicing and postage and everything. So no, we sort of split it up that not everybody stays. I'm not that cruel of a boss. Just the guys that come back.
I was curious.
Ask
me after this is over, Bill, and I'll tell you.
First of all, I'll do the
not on the air though.
I'll do the old man story. Years and years and years ago, back before there was an internet and we just had phones, it would literally go over 24 hours. We would start at 9 in the morning and go till 9, 10, 11 the next day because of the time zone difference and then overseas, and we would go 10 minutes without any phone call. So I don't hear about anybody has to stay till midnight. That's chump change.
Oh man, that's tough. That's really tough. Hey, Alex, before we move on, you were going to try to get all your artwork scanned so we can plan having you on for an interview sometime, right?
I was going to try. I will say this: I've had more pieces framed that I'm finding spots for in here, but I'm still, trust me, I'm still working towards that. In fact, Kelly and I were just talking today about how much I embrace technology. So I am going to work all of this done and on calf and ready to go. Sometime in the next 6 months to 12 years is the time frame.
All right. Well, I'll ask you around the new year then. We'll work.
Yeah.
But it's happening. Yeah. It's going to happen. It will happen.
Oh man. All right. Let's see. What was the next set here? Oh, I know this was a piece that Alex, you definitely wanted.
I think this is your favorite piece in the auction, Alex. Maybe.
One of my favorite pieces of art that we've ever offered.
It's killer.
So this came from a guy who just started consigning last time. I don't know the depth of his collection. I let him just send what he wants. Nothing of this caliber last time, and he sent me an email with a number of pictures, and I start opening them up, and it's nice, and then I see this, and it's just, I'm frozen for a second because to me this is just spectacular. I mean, the content, the fact that it's the first reveal, everyone's going in their costume, coming out in their civilian clothes, notations on the margin so that the correct identification of their alter egos is there. I mean, it's just it's simply an amazing page. And I think, Sean, you're not a Marvel guy, Bill, or you're more of a Marvel guy. Bill, you're more a Marvel guy. Is that true?
I am.
So what's your reaction to this? Is not being a Marvel guy, but just as a piece of DC art?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. This is wall worthy. Those middle two panels are incredible.
Yeah,
they're era perfect. The clothes are perfect. I love like the little detail, like Adam being small becomes back normal, like all that stuff. It's great.
Yeah. So when we got this, and so I had the photo, I was calling everybody in one at a time, and I would just say, here's the piece, here's the issue, here's the artist, and I showed the top panels, and I said, but how about this? And let's go down. How about this? So by the time they saw the whole page, everybody had the same reaction I did. That it's just a fantastic page. And
just to put it, I've seen Alex excited about 5 times in my whole life, and I've worked here since 2004. So he was very excited about this page.
And none of the times was it because of anything Kelly did.
No.
I wanted to make sure we had that on record.
Right. Yeah. Kelly never makes you smile.
No.
He did. Coming up from November, he did. He's got something.
A couple things. I think it's going to be a great. This auction is. We'll stick to the July auction for now, but there's always some great things coming up. But this is I mean, I'm probably more of a Marvel guy myself, but I do appreciate the DC universe. But in appreciating it, like just like Sean said, this is just a wall worthy is a great way to put it.
Can you scroll down to the bottom again? And
Oh yeah,
see
right.
the notations I was talking about. So you can see they wanted to keep all the identities except for Wonder Woman, right? They didn't have Diana Prince there, but everywhere.
Yeah, they had to worry about a secretary. It's fine.
Yeah, right.
Poor Sean.
This is an inside joke, but it's funny.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, no, I've always loved Sikowski's work. So I may not be a big DC fan, but I love looking at good artwork. Like I always said, I want a Kurt Swan. Just haven't found the right one yet. So I'm not averse to DC, but it's just not my sweet spot as far as books that I've read. But I know good art when I see it, and this is certainly a fantastic.
Yeah, exactly page. Right.
Look at that. Yeah, that's just awesome.
Yep.
I completely agree. So
how's the twice up board? Is it super white and supple? Like it's kind of hard to tell.
Nice. Real nice.
Yeah. It was stored properly forever. Yeah. It was yeah. I feel like this would be a page that he really had fun. The whole concept of it, I think he would have fun drawing it just from start to finish. A little less work on this one than maybe some other pages. Yeah, very cool.
Well, this is going to be an interesting one to see. Now we're under 9 days now for this one, for all of them. All right, so Gil Kane, first Iron Fist for Marvel Premiere 15. Highlight. Get that larger image there. I love Gil Kane's work. He's a guy whose work I still have not owned anything from, but one of these days I'm going to find the right piece. It's tough, but there's so much work out there, But this is fantastic. It's really great.
Well,
I love the
there's so much Gil Kane stuff out there, unless you're looking for Iron Fist. I can find prelims. Like when I first started collecting, I got into the hobby, and I was under the delusion I could collect art from all the creators and their creations. I really started looking for Luke Cage by Romita and Iron Fist by Gil Kane. Well, it seems like both of those characters by their creators are tough to find, and I don't think I've ever personally seen in my years in the hobby anything from this book pop up. I've seen, like I said, I've seen cover prelims, the loose sketches, but I don't remember ever seeing a page from this book pop up.
We found one other, but years from this issue, but years and years ago. I think 10, 12 years ago, maybe, Kelly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also just to give the breadth of Charles Lippincot's collection, this came from his collection as well. Yeah. So this he was as much as he was involved with Lucasfilm, he was just involved in the pop culture world in general, and this was something that he had, and I would love to hear him tell a story of why he would have this, but just leave it to your imagination.
And when he got it, that'd be fascinating too.
Like, right? Oh my gosh, yeah, that would have been
You're talking about an origin issue of a major character. First appearance, I should say. First appearance of major character. And this is part of an origin story. So while there's not a great deal of Iron Fist action in it, right? It's still historic and the content is there.
It's still, absolutely. It's extremely historic. Yeah.
Yeah, you get the character in costume in their first appearance. It's money. Even if they're standing there brushing their teeth, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's great.
Captain America now.
It's got to be. Look is that wash tone on when you're holding it in person? The shadow.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a fantastic page.
Yeah, I agree.
The big push for first appearance stuff lately too. I'm very curious to see where this is going to go. Yeah, and I think I actually was winning it at one point in time. I just had to feel good about myself for early.
I think Bill just said there's 9 days left, so there's time. I think is there more wall space at the new house, Sean?
Yeah, but I'm all about wishful thinking to a certain degree, but this is going to go beyond my.
Man, all those Hake checks I keep sending you for your work. Come on, let's spend some money.
Let's see how it plays out, man.
You said you were looking for 2 things when you started collecting original art, and this was one of them.
I got the Ramita Cage, man. I got to get the Gil Kane Iron Fist. I feel like it's
Well-
something you should have searched harder for 10 years ago.
Well, it's a good page without question.
Good luck.
You're right.
Good luck, Sean.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate your support.
So, in general, you guys have to be pretty excited about all the the way the auction is already kind of kicked off. Just seeing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, actually, the first day was a record first day as far as total and bids,
Mhm.
and it hasn't slowed down since then. So
Yeah.
Well, this next page is pretty darn awesome. I've seen it before. It's a gorgeous page. I can't tell you how. I mean, I've always wanted a really nice Sienkiewicz Moon Knight page, and this one would check all the boxes for what you'd want on a Sienkiewicz Moon Knight page. I mean, you got great action. It's got really the style from Sienkiewicz during the period is just perfect. I mean, every panel is just great. I mean, and the layout of this page is so dynamic. It's just gorgeous. Whoever gets this is
you're absolutely right, man. You hit the nail on the head with Sienkiewicz Moon Knight, where it like has its own category. It's like Byrne X-Men or Miller Daredevil. It's kind of the definitive look of the character, and people think of it, especially for a generation of readers. So, yeah, it's the thing I like about it best too is it's right like the early issues, and this is super early. What is it, number 8, I think?
12.
12.
yeah.
So the first year, most of the books were inked by other inkers.
They were.
You had Jansen, I think Giacoya did a couple, maybe 1 or 2. And the style was different. It was when he was in that early Neil Adams phase. But right around here, like 10, 11, 12, he starts to kind of come into his own with his style. He gets that kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's very energetic, very dynamic the way he draws things. It's active and it's loose, but it's also uniquely detailed. Like it's a very unique style, and have him kind of have an example of that, emerging this early in the character's arc is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I love it. I would have said kinetic, but same thing. I mean, it's
yeah, exactly. That's the perfect.
The action's perfect. Man, I mean, yeah, this kills me. I mean, other than a page like this from the regular run, something from those like early Hulk magazines where it was like the backstory. I mean, that would be like my second favorite kind of stuff from him and Moon Knight. But yeah, whoever gets this is going to be thrilled. I mean, if they're hopefully it's their first, because they'll feel complete when they add this one to their collection as far as getting a Sienkiewicz Moon Knight page.
You know what, too, when I first held it, before I got to the bottom, I'm panning down that second panel. The book was, for its era, for being a mainstream Marvel book, was pretty violent. I remember as a kid, I was like, wow, this is crazy. It looks like he's punching through that dude's head. Like his head's gone. Like it's hyper violent, but it's very stylized. It's really cool, man. I'm a big fan of Sienkiewicz Moon Knight stuff. Actually, all his work, but his Moon Knight stuff to me that's what he's best known for. I love it.
No, it's a beauty. Well, it's at 5,000 even right now. Yep. Well, and if you've been following it, the Sienkiewicz Moon Knight pages have all been ending, really well. I think as far as even fixed price sales that I've seen in the last 8 to 12 months, and any auctions too. So there's going to be a lot of interest in this one once the bidding starts. I know that this is where it's starting at 5, but most things I've seen are 3 to 4 times that where they're ending.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I was expecting too. I'd say high teens was my expectation on it.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
great,
without question.
especially with the TV show being successful and the IP continuing on in the future as well.
All right. Well, now we move over to DC and Al Plastino on a Superman cover or splash page. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is from 184. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, it's big, it's bold. It has the look of a cover.
And Plastino's Superman is much harder to come by. I mean, Kurt Swan is as desirable as it is. There's a lot of it out there, and with Plastino, it's you'll find some pages But splash pages, I don't know of many that are out that have sold at auction, and this one is just a great full image, nearly full image of Superman. Yeah, it's a great page.
Well, he bridged the gap between Boring and Swan, correct?
I believe so. Yes, I believe so. Um, yeah, his work is obviously it's his own, and in this auction, we'll get to that in a little bit. How much we have another great selection of Kurt Swan, but yeah, this is it's another wall worthy Superman splash. It's nice. I like that, Sean. I'm gonna use that. Is that all right? Wall
Yeah,
worthy.
you go, buddy. And I agree. Something about large art twice up, Silver
Yeah.
Age. It looks and feels different than everything else.
Yeah. He looks scared though, which is a little odd to me.
That's the
Maybe
kryptonite
he's.
arrow coming at him.
Uh-oh.
It's that line from Justice where if it bounces off, it hits somebody else. He's got the responsibility.
Right. Yeah. He's
I was gonna say I thought you might have the scan of the page on there for us to see, but there's the cover.
the cover.
Yeah, that's nice. But yeah, no, this is pretty cool. Plus, Dino's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool page, and the logo, the Superman logo on the top it really does make for a great piece to frame up and put in your wall.
Mm-hmm. All right, but Sean, you were doing some homework. You knew that Boring was before Swan, and you were Boring, and then plus
you know me, Mike. I'm just an encyclopedia of DC knowledge, as we've established in earlier episodes.
Exactly. You are. You know more than I do. I know that. All right. So now we're into that Kurt Swan stuff that we were just talking about. I'll start highlighting a couple of these.
Yeah, so this is all from the same consigner we had last time. So more pages from the same issues for the most part, except for the first two lots that are semi-complete, near-complete stories.
And this is part one story from a book, and we have two parts. Is that right, Alex?
Yeah, almost a complete story for two different parts. I think there's one or two pages missing from each, but they have the title page. And both of them have some really interesting panels.
Yeah. Each page is signed, I believe, by Kurt Swan, which is nice.
Yeah, this comment gallery who knows who lettered this. The lettering's fantastic.
I will find out. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I love Swan's work, and it was just perfect for Superman. I mean, bottom line. But whenever I think of Superman, Clark Kent, I mean, it's the way he drew him. I mean, Boring was pretty cool too, but Swan's work was just superb.
Yeah, I prefer the Swan look myself.
It is unknown. Letterer is unknown.
Wow, that's a shame. That was everything about it's good. The logo work, the action words, all of it.
Yeah, it was a 100-page special, so it's a lot in this book.
Good stuff. I think that's a secretary, though.
Certainly would assume that, wouldn't you?
Well, I hope this isn't taken out of context.
If you're a real sexist, it's definitely a secretary.
Wow.
Yeah, these are all great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these are great action scenes.
See, I like little details at DC. Like, look at the bottom left corner. I'm pointing at the screen. You guys can see what I'm pointing at. With the helicopter. You got the little badge with Superman's face in and commenting.
Yeah.
Little stuff like that. That's super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel would make you guess who was saying that.
And give him a cool nickname, too.
Yeah.
That's right. Let's see. I'll take a look at a few more of these. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
This was fantastic.
Yeah, this one is great. In space. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I love me some Marvel and some Kirby and the Kirby Crackle, but Swan in space, he draws it like nobody else, man. It's super, it's fantastic, and it's unique to him.
Yeah, this is a really nice page. Got some Zipatone on it. I mean, just really, yeah, it's
Dark
really
background. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So how many lots total are there? About 10 or 12?
Yeah, I thought it was like a dozen with the
Yeah.
10 single pages and then those 2 partial stories. Yeah, this is great for your sports fans. It was the whole issue was he was bombarded with different things, baseballs and footballs and
See that's why DC just never resonated. Not the sports side. It was just different. You know, you wouldn't catch Spidey getting tangled up with some baseball players or rugby or whatever, but Superman can get challenged by a super team of sports figures.
Well, it's one of those things too. When you got 5 books and you're on issue 600, like how many stories can you tell? They were just kind of forced to, they got to keep feeding the kids who want their books. So
right,
get it. And it's one of those things too where the guy talked about it earlier. I forget who it was. I apologize. Made the comment that early on they weren't a fan of Sikowski, but it grew on him. Same thing with the Silver Age, especially DC. It's as unique as Marvel. It's different. I like the fact that they are so diametrically, I don't want to say opposite, but they have a unique style each of themselves, and it's grown on me. I've grown an appreciation of it over time.
That's one.
Spidey gets to tussle with a rocket racer. Yes.
Yeah, these are all fantastic. Well, I mean, you've. I'm sure these have been doing well for the consignor too, or they would be bringing back more.
Very pleased with what happened last time. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is great. Well, one of these days, maybe one of these Hakes, I'll finally get my Kurt Swan in.
I keep telling you that, man. You're going to end up like me with the Gil Kane Iron Fist. Beyond your grasp.
It's gotta happen. I mean, and because I don't even think I have any published DC art in my collection. So, I mean, so it has to change. It really has to change.
Yeah.
All right. So we got here. Marshall Rogers, New Teen Titans, DC.
I don't think we have any Teen Titans fans in this chat, so we can just move on to the next one.
You're correct. We have a new Teen Titans fans.
Oh,
so
sorry.
Right.
No, seriously, because that's New Teen Titans #1. That was the issue I bought new in the rack, and I had comics before that. Right, hand-me-down comics or comics got at the grocery store. I just kind of read and I wouldn't say necessarily collected, but I was in Bookland, which was a local bookstore, Borders before there was a Borders, and the first issue was there, and that started me collecting. I had to go back and get the second, the third, then it branched off into every comic on the rack. So big new Teen Titans fan, and this is just fantastic. Also, I spent a lot of my childhood playing Dungeons and Dragons and all the variation of role-playing games, including this DC game.
Right.
So this game the module I had. So
Do you still have this, Alex? This game?
Correct.
You do still have this one?
Yeah, I have all of it. Yeah, I didn't throw anything away. Yeah, I'm trying to find an auction house I can sign it to. So
all right.
No, but I mean, this is just fantastic. The only thing it doesn't have is Raven. If you're a hardcore new Teen Titans fan, but everyone else is there. You have these hooded menaces coming after him. I mean, it's a really cool cover, and for something you don't see that often, right? Because they didn't do a lot of this role playing game, so it's sort of unique, and I think it's fantastic.
Yeah,
I love merchandise art. I got a soft spot for it, and it's hard to find it in general.
Well, the good thing is, so it's merchandise art and it's cover art too. Now, it may not be a comic book cover, but it's still a book cover, right? So, yeah.
By a great DC artist to boot.
Yeah, Marshall Rogers is fantastic. And I was a big Villains and Vigilantes player when I was after D&D, I kind of swung over to that. But so I didn't play the DC version kind of that, but yeah, this is awesome. And it's just for me, I love anything from those types of books, whether they're offshoot book covers or they're game module covers or interior art for those. I just love that period. The mid to late 80s. This kind of stuff was fun. It was when they were experimenting. It's before video games, right? So you had to have stuff like this for the kids to pick up and play. So this is great.
Well, at the same time, you had Marvel, right? So they both had competing role-playing games, and I had both.
And there was another game out there called Champions or something like that. I think too, that I never got into, but no, this is a keeper. And Marshall Rogers, by just anything that has got his name on it is definitely desirable. So it's an interesting piece for sure. Marcus says Nintendo was out. That's true. That is very true. Let's see. Arvell Jones, All-Star Squadron 44 cover artwork. Get this. Another really nice cover here.
And a tarantula on there. First appearance of what was this, Night and Fog, or Fog and it was like the two main villains there were super obscure DC characters.
Yeah, Night and Fog. Yeah.
Yeah, Fog.
I like the little details. Like if you look the ink work around the characters, there's that slight line around it to make sure they pop behind the dark background.
Yeah.
But see, and if you look, that's all that black is her hair. That's kind of swarming around there.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool cover.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. No, this is good. See, like I say, I could tell when the auction started and everything, and just from reading the previews with you guys that you were sending out in advance, that this was going to be a definitely interesting auction for you, just because I could tell there's a lot of high quality pieces in here and pretty diverse as well. I mean, you get a sensational She-Hulk page by Mr. Byrne as well. I mean, I'm sure, Sean, you probably want this page, right? I mean, I'd love to own this page.
There's literally nothing I've seen so far that I wouldn't want, for sure.
Right. Exactly. But no, this is great. I mean, the hair. Oh,
the hair work looks great.
Yeah.
Who inked this one? Pardon me for not knowing ahead of time.
Let me see. I did not read that.
Pencil and ink by Mr. Byrne.
Oh, all right.
Okay. Great.
Yep. It's good timing for this page too.
For sure. Yeah, it's like the Moon Knight pages from 4 months ago.
Right. Yeah, she's in every. It's a great page. Great example of Byrne.
I love the Fourth World Before Deadpool aspect is sensational as well. I love that book as a kid. Fourth Wall. I said Fourth World. Fourth Wall.
You said Fourth World. Yeah.
Yeah, my fault.
That's all right. I knew what you're talking about.
Yeah. You follow the bouncing ball, even though I missed it.
But yeah, no, this is a very nice page. I mean, and She-Hulk Byrne pages don't come up terribly often. So whenever they do, I mean, if you're a Marvel collector and you love Byrne's work, I mean, everybody wants a page from She-Hulk. So, nope, this is a good one. Definitely.
Yeah, nicely placed Byrne signature in the middle of the page. Nice. I mean, it could have been a lot worse places than that. So it's a nice place for him to put it.
Yeah, that's definitely an artist knowing that he's not going to mess up his own work.
Yes.
Kelly, you work for this one, right? This wasn't going to come originally. I think. Didn't you talk to the guy into?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, he was on. I think he was on the fence. He's been a long time consigner, a very happy consigner with us, and he was thinking about it, and I just, I said I think the timing is great. I mean, it Byrne She-Hulk. It was he wanted to know our idea of value, and it's a difficult one because there are a lack of comps, but at the same time, it was the gut feeling of the content of the page. Byrne, we have 2,000 to 5,000 on it, and I think that's a decent estimate. And he said let's do it. So it's here.
Well, that was raised too, because originally Todd and I were going to do 500 1 to 2, and then you did more research and said make it 1,002 to 5, and it's where's the bidding now? I think it's almost.
It's around 2,000 right now, and it's
yeah.
there's time to go. It's a great page.
It's. I think that what we're going to see is you'll see a spike, maybe an influx of them hitting the market to capitalize on the show, and then they're going to go right back to being mostly black hole. You just don't see them too often.
Yeah,
everybody wants to hold on to their Byrne art for good reason.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, this is it's a really nice page. I want it. I wouldn't mind having it.
Word.
Okay, over to DC again. We got Joe Orlando, Showcase 62 page.
Yeah, Inferior 5.
Yeah, first appearance of the team.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
2 first appearance pages in one auction.
Just a kind of quirky, fun page.
Yeah, it is.
Jester, who's a karate expert.
Yeah. And not to have a spoiler, but Kelly will be doing cosplay as that character in San Diego. So
that's one day.
That's on Friday.
I'll try to put it on a day that you're there, Bill, so you can see that.
He stitched his own boots.
I did.
Oh my!
I did. I've been working on that for a couple of weeks now. That's why I'm so tired. But
I know I'm gonna with all those bells on you. I'll be able to hear you coming from a mile away.
Yes, you will. Yeah, I had to learn. I did take a couple months of acrobatics classes, but it'll all work out in the end. For a really great show. Hopefully, if there's a contest, I hope to win. But anyway,
I think that's Saturday. You should dress up for sure on Saturday then.
Thank you,
Alex. You definitely have probably a very loose work environment over there at the at Hake's. Just keep everybody on their toes, laughing.
That's all I do all day long, right, Kelly?
Yeah, that's it. It's if you're having a bad day, you just go into Alex's office. He'll cheer you up.
This is a very small snippet of if you want to see Hake's behind the scenes, it's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously though, that's the whole point of everyone here is a collector. We all love the stuff. So to lose sight of that is sad. And I know there's a lot of investors, a lot of other reasons to add these items to your portfolio and so forth. But as a tried and true collector from a kid, and to have a staff of all people who are collectors and love and appreciate it, that's important to us. And not only just enjoying them, what we're doing, right? Mm-hmm. But also representing the items in the way that they should be. So when we get an item like this, we treat it as our own. How it's shot, how it's described, how it's promoted, how it's talked about right now. This isn't,
right.
We don't have a script. This is all real. This is how we feel about these things. We love this stuff.
Yes.
I sound like a broken record. You guys get tired of me saying it every time we get on with Bill here, but that's why I loved Hake from the start. As a true fan and a collector, I still love it. Even as the market gets beyond my means more and more to afford the art that I want, I can still look at it and love the art from a perspective of a true collector. I agree 100%, man.
But Sean, let's also be honest. The first time I met you, I was trapped in an elevator, so I was sort of
stuck.
You
had to pretend. That's right. Yeah. We talked about that 2 minutes ago.
You never let you forget that, Sean.
It's the truth, though, right? We met in an elevator.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I timed it well on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, were you carrying a stack of art in your arms?
Right. Whoa, what a coincidence, guys.
No, because you sort of said, are you here for the show? And I said, yeah. And then I said, I'm Hake's. And then so I've been with Hake's. And so it was sort of organic. And
it was very organic. Absolutely.
Meant to be, Sean.
Absolutely was.
What was the first thing you bought from Hake, Sean?
A Batmobile, Superpowers Batmobile.
Right on.
Yeah, I still have it too.
I haven't bought anything from Hake's yet, guys. I hate to tell you that.
What the?
I have bid on a few things, though. I just haven't won them.
I think I have seen your name, here and there is the bidder record.
I am trying.
We'll do you a favor. Whether you win or not, we'll send you an invoice this time. How's that sound?
That's a new. I like that. Yeah, it's good.
He's very accommodating.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, no, it's not like the Aerosmith song. Trust me. That's funny.
Oh man, but yeah, this is a cool page, and I can't wait to see you dressed up on Saturday, Kelly. That'll be good.
Thank you for not forgetting that.
Yeah, well, just so you know, Anthony Snyder is going to be dressed in a diaper on Saturday. but he has to walk from his booth by Artist Alley all the way over to his booth, over at the other end of the hall. He took $1,000 to do this, so you may not want to be looking when he does that, but I think he's doing it Saturday morning.
Okay.
So
I'm pretty sure my booth is on the other side, so I'll be good. But you said Saturday morning.
You know how he has that one? I think it's like in Hall B, up against the entry wall.
Oh yeah, okay, wonderful.
That was what the $1,000 was for him to walk from one booth to the other. So he might be walking right by your booth, right around 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll have to Hake's Auctions live stream that for everyone, just so you can see what's going on. So pay attention.
I don't think anybody's going to want to see any photo or video from that moment. But
yeah, I think you're right. So what's the next piece of art?
Todd McFarlane, Infinity.
Todd McFarlane,
Infinity 5. We've got a few McFarlane fans out there I know of. This
absolutely
is really
nice page. I mean, there's some pages that don't have great content. I mean, that panel right there with everybody around the table is just fantastic. Everyone is there.
Yeah, no, this is it's fantastic. I mean, that group shot there is it. And I've seen a lot of McFarlane Infinity Inc. pages, and it's an early period for him. But this is a fantastic page. I mean, if you're going to own a page, this would be a good one to pick up, certainly.
Well, it's got mainstream heroes too, aside from Infinity. Too. You got Dr. Fate and Jay Garrick and Hourman.
And it's large too, as Scott mentioned.
Yeah,
Scott is our resident expert on all things McFarlane, and I know he's owned a few of these pages himself. Yeah, that really is a good one.
That's twice up too. That, like you said, that group shot's got to be killer at that scale.
Yeah, no, it really is fantastic.
The inlaid panels, that's great.
Who
inked this one? Go back if you don't mind, Bill. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
I want to see that bottom left panel. Again, I'm pointing like a dumb down. The bottom left. There you go. The female face. That's good ink work in my opinion. I'm a big fan of that.
Whoops. Hey, why did it do that? There we go. Yeah, no, it's very nice.
I'm gonna stick with male and female now instead of secretary and or whatever reporter. I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's a wise move, Sean.
Yeah, there you go. I'll be very general.
Thank you.
You're gonna get Hakes in trouble. Sean, are you going to Columbus? By the way, I've been meaning to ask.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Yeah, that should be fun.
Yeah, I appreciate you on that. I'm looking forward to it as well.
So we're staying with DC. This is a Batman Sunday from 1990 by Carmen Infantino, and it's not loading up for me. Come on, wake up.
There may be an issue with our server. I'm experiencing the same thing here. So see if you can go back one image right now.
All right, because I had loaded that image up before this one because I used it as one of the intro images.
Yeah, you did. I'm trying to get it. It's a temporary thing that I'm.
You got Comic Art Fans open in another tab, Bill? Bring it up from Comic Art Fans.
I could do that. Yeah, I can do it that way. Sure.
Yeah, my apologies here. I'm trying to get it worked out, so bear with us here.
Yep, no problem. Let me work.
Too many people watching the show here.
Yes.
There we go. I can work my way backwards through here. Let's see, because I want to get to Carmen Infantino.
It should be fixed here momentarily. I'll let you know when it's back up, Bill.
Okay. Yep. No problem. I can put this in right over here. There we go. Got a great big scan on this one.
Yes.
Yeah. And this page is all about this Sunday is all about the Red Hood.
Okay. Yeah, that's really nice. I love Infantino's work. I mean, early on, when I was a kid, I didn't like Infantino's work at all. But once I matured a little bit and started collecting original art, I realized how awesome Infantino's work really is. And this is gorgeous.
Yeah, he was the master of layouts.
Yeah. Man, yeah. No, I really like this a lot.
I don't have a good example of a Sunday. They're impressive as well, just like that twice up talking about
yeah,
the size
yeah,
of
yeah.
the scale of them.
Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah.
It's just nice, the newspaper headline and just the action, and it's really cool.
Again, that's the nerd in me. I love those little details when, like, Howard the Duck talking about Cleveland, or Batman talking about Gotham, or Central City, or any kind of reference of the characters and that stuff. I love it. Little details always make the art for me.
Yeah, no, this is a good one. I've actually got a few Sundays, not from Batman, of course, but the ones that I've picked up, I have a couple Star Trek Sundays. I mean, they're just massive, but they're fun things to own, right? I mean, it's a little out of the norm, we're so used to just picking up comic book artwork at 11 by 17, and then you switching over to something like this it's cool.
Yeah, you kind of said earlier too about the variety. Like it's not just the auction itself, but just from a collector's standpoint, I like to see from Alex Toth's tiny little Super Friends rough prelims to massive, large art twice up covers. I love the variety of the medium.
Well, this is a good one. This is a real good one. Let me see. Still, I can stay over here, Kelly. But
Okay.
Let's see what do we got next. Next up is the Daredevil Sal Buscema. So I'll swing over to that. Yeah, that is this one right here from issue 140. The Jansen inks, man. I mean, that's a nice touch. But this is a really dynamic page, like you would expect out of Sal. I mean, he was always good at drawing fight scenes and whatnot. But this is really, really nice page.
Yeah, it is.
Dang.
That fourth panel's killer.
Yeah.
It's great.
But the last panel too, that's a pretty menacing.
Yeah.
There.
Right behind him.
I love that Sal point of view when he shows people taking a hit. Unique to him.
It's true. Yeah, really, really true. Yeah, the Beetle didn't stand a chance here.
Yeah, it's a mismatch.
Well, Daredevil, he couldn't always be fighting Stiltman or
Gladiator.
Exactly. But Daredevil's villains were fun though. I mean,
yeah.
I think by and large he had some of the more creative ones. I mean, after Spider-Man, of course, but yeah, no, this is a good page. Really nice.
What years is from?
Let's see.
78.
Why do I not see it? Oh,
78,
76.
76.
Right in the heart of the Bronze Age. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Bill. Theoretical question for you.
Okay.
Semi-related to this. Are you a Bronze Age into Modern Age guy, or a Bronze Age into Copper Age into Modern Age guy? Where do you fall on that?
Oh man, the latter, I'd say.
I'm a Copper Age guy myself. Like, this is Bronze Age to me, and then like Zex, like Secret Wars era to me, that's Copper Age.
Right. No, I'm with you.
Farm all those guys.
Yep, I'm with you on that one. This is, it's just funny. This is a really nice page. I mean, just Jansen inking Buscema, that's not something you see too often. But I really like this page. It's nice. I've seen a lot of Sal's work, but not much inked by Jansen before though. Let's see. These are the item. I can't click on these right at the moment, I imagine. So let's see here. I'll take a look at this though. I don't know. Is this going to be on CAF, Kelly?
Oh my goodness.
The color guide?
Yeah.
I don't think that is on CAF.
All right. But I thought this was cool. I mean, color guides are kind of coming into their own nowadays. I mean,
it's there. It's on CAF.
Is it?
Is it?
And the server's back, so you're good. So we're
okay.
Yes.
I'll switch gears.
They're all there.
They are? Oh, all right.
Yeah. There's a bunch of good ones too.
Yeah, they are there. I didn't add everything to CAF this time. I had help. There were so many lots that I had help, so I didn't remember. I remembered asking him to do that. So, but we are back up and online.
I see that. Yeah, everything's good now. But as far as color guides go, I mean, I've been impressed with some of the sales I've seen of late. People really appreciate. I bought a few color guides back in the day, and I've tried to pick up a few recently, and they're going for a whole lot more than they used to. And this is from issue 106, and it's complete, right? As far as all the color guides, you get the interiors and the cover on this one. I mean, if you're an X-Men fan, to me, this would be, I'm not going to be able to own a page from this book, but this would be the next best thing.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Go back to the first picture. I'm gonna show you something on this. So you look at it right off the rip, you're like, oh, it's a Masterworks. Never mind. And then go to the next picture.
Mm-hmm. Let me get over here. There we go.
Please go to the next picture, please. Okay, it's hard to see it, but if you go back to the blank one again.
Yeah,
that's actually an important picture. So, what that is, the Masterworks is the later Xerox paper, and the inside is the early stat paper, because the same colorist did the original published book versus the later Masterworks. So he had the originals returned to him, and then they're like, hey, we're going to have you do the Masterworks. He's like, well, it's going to be a lot of time to do all these books. Can I reuse the original color guide? So what this is the color guide to both books. It's the original 70s, original run X-Men, and then it's the later Masterworks, and it's all on one page. So the original is taped to the back. He actually made the Masterworks border on the outside, so all the edits he did on the Masterworks are on the Xerox paper around the edge, but the inside is the original stat paper. It's the original color guide to it, which is unique.
They just repurposed it, so to speak.
Yeah, used twice. Yeah, he used the same. Yeah, the same one. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew Andy. He's a great dude. I miss talking to him. And he told me that story. I was like, yeah, that makes total sense. So it's really, it's you're getting two books for one, and it's, obviously as great as the Masterworks were from the collectible standpoint. Obviously, the original runs even better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
well, I hope he got paid twice for that.
He did, actually. Yes, he did.
But yeah, these are cool though. They really are. I mean, this is something I'd love to own just because it's fun. It's just part of the production, but still. I mean, it's its own art form, and man, that was a great story too.
I'm a color guide collector, so I'm not going to hype it up anymore because I don't want competition this early.
We welcome competition.
Yeah. This is one of a kind pieces that will never come back up to auction. So I wouldn't worry about Sean at all.
If I win it, it's going to go bye-bye. I'm going to tell you that right now.
It's going to be deep into collection. So
color guides they, like Bill said, they were under the radar for so many years. They don't get a lot of love. I wasn't around for buying covers for $150 in the 90s, but the color guides, I collect toys, and hell, we see it all the time with the Star Wars stuff. The pre-pro toys go for a ton. A color guide is a pre-pro comic book. It's one of a kind.
Yes, it is.
Artist. And yet that market's still untapped in a large part. Mm-hmm. So that clock is ticking. And unfortunately, as a collector, I already know this, which is cool for the stuff I already own. But, I'm greedy. Right. I want more. So,
yeah, I've got the color guide for the title page to Uncanny 112, I think. So, nice. Yeah, it's really, really nice. Nice Byrne page. But all right, let's get back to this. This is some Perez Creatures on the Loose pages that you've got. Oh man, that thing is gorgeous.
That is a great page.
Wow. Is that the fifth panel? Man, it's killer. Coming out of the shadow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. Man. Yeah, this is gorgeous.
This is more Lippincott, right, Kelly?
Yeah, that's what I was just looking up. Yes, it is. This came from Charles, his collection. So I think he may have. I think he was just friends with so many artists, including Perez and Kane, that he was involved, and he was just. There's so much stuff in his collection that it was very deep.
I respect it. Yeah, that's awesome. He had a great eye.
Yeah, he did.
I love this page. Perez, I don't know what more do you need to say? Mid-70s. I mean, that's when he was really kind of coming into his own, and style-wise, I mean, this thing is. I mean, I like the fact that he did pick that one image to kind of show a larger one. I mean, it's just great. I've always loved like his work on Inhumans from this period, even Avengers. But this is really nice. Let's see the. I'll take a look at the other 2 pages as well. Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at just the whole panel breakup on this page. It's gorgeous.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
The storytelling element to it is, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. That second panel, the way just putting that funky frame around it. I mean, everything about it is just so. He's really thinking about the flow. I mean, he's changing camera angles.
The next row with the moon in between the images. It's the whole thing is just.
Yeah, it's graphic art at the highest level.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. And you get the ballpoint pen George Perez signature on it to boot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now so the first one was from issue 36. These next 2 were from 37.
This one's Kelly. If you want to talk about this one, this is kind of a weird one.
So this one, the entire X-ray, as you can see, as the black is a different tone, is an entire stat, but the stat is over top of art. So there's a whole. If you were to remove that stat, underneath of that you would find that X-ray is there as well. So it's just for whatever reason they didn't like how it was done. Maybe they had the art in hand and they asked him to draw it again, and his stat got put over top. But the art is there, and I believe that's the way it is described. So if you hold it up to the light or you look through it, like they sort of actually are. It was funny doing that while they're doing that in the one panel, holding up to the light like they are.
Yes.
I was doing the same thing to see the art in the page, and then when you do that properly, you can see that it's still there. So it's just so it's not an entire stat page, even though there's a stat on it. The art, there is art there underneath. So it's just, and that has to happen all the time.
Is it different? Like, is it a different drawing?
It's slightly different, yeah. So they made a change for whatever reason. So if you want to own this and get very scientific, you can carefully have it removed to see what's hidden underneath. But yeah, But besides that, it's just a great image, though. I think it's a great page, even though it is a stat on top. The rest of it is all art. It's just the actual X-ray image is the stat. But yeah.
Well, those are his arts. I love Perez's work, so these would be good early examples from his. And
then I believe all 3 of these came from Charles.
Yeah.
And yes, they did. Yeah, they did. Charles Lippincott.
Okay, so next up we've got a couple of strips by Ernie Chan of Conan.
Both of these have really great content.
Oh man, I love this first one. I didn't even look at these ones before we got started. So this is a really nice one. Dang.
You only get Conan up in the one corner, but just him telling the story and it's just fantastic, I think.
How long did the Conan daily run? I didn't even know there was a Conan daily until these popped up. That's killer.
It's a couple years at least, I think.
It's like that the Hulk syndicated strip was short-lived too, and every time I find that, I get excited.
And what year is this? 1980. Okay.
That's awesome. That middle panel is fantastic. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like this one.
I can see an Alex Winter Sean Rutan fight auction battle on this one. So
no, I'm not into Conan. That's all Sean.
Okay.
I don't talk about my watch list, buddy.
Okay. I know it. I'll go bug your secretary and see what she has to say.
But this one's awesome too.
And this one is great as well. Yeah, this one is.
Conan and Red Sonja is fantastic.
Yeah,
and this one's from '78, so a little earlier. Yeah, this is gorgeous.
That's a great one. That's a great one.
Yeah, that one feels like the comic. The other one feels like it's like a step back in time. It almost has like a golden age kind of atomic vibe to it. This one definitely feels like bronze marble.
No, this is
Yeah.
I like this one too. This is I was never a big Conan fan, but Ernie was always he was great on the book, as was John Buscema, of course. But I always liked Ernie's work too. So yeah, this is gorgeous. And you get Red Sonja as well.
Yeah, you do.
As Rick just said, Conan and Sonja always have good banter.
Mm-hmm.
That is very, very true.
They're perfect.
That's right. We had the Pini pieces here.
Yeah, these are cool just because of how early they are.
They do not her art does not come up.
No.
And there was a portfolio done around this time of many different characters that are very similar to this in pastel. These weren't included, but she did a lot of characters at that time period. They're just if you're a fan of hers, you're a fan of Elfquest. These really are spectacular.
Yeah. And the information in the description came from Wendy. We actually had these for last auction, and we're trying to contact her to get a response to these. So it took longer than we wanted it to, but at the same time, we want to make sure we present everything correctly. So we held them over for one auction. Finally, she reached out to us, and that's where we got the information. So
yeah, she verified it for us.
Well, I mean, her work on Elfquest, especially like these kind of pinups, they've been doing really, really well. I mean, there's a lot of fans. I was a huge fan of Elfquest growing up as well. So, people really, I mean, they respect what the Pinis did, early on, from a standpoint of developing their own IP and whatnot, and they were fun. And and these pieces, they don't come up often, but yeah, they get a lot of interest. So yeah, I think you're going to see a lot more bids on these. Definitely a lot more people browsing through and looking at these, because there is just so much interest in their work, and especially early stuff like this. So here's another pastel as well. Yeah, these are great.
Yeah,
Immediately recognizable style too. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the vast majority of all Elfquest art has been donated by them, right, to an institution. So it's another reason why you don't see it.
Oh, is that what I always wondered? Because you see the mass-produced portfolio stuff all the time, and I never see originals. I didn't know that's what the cause was.
Donated.
Where were they donated? Do you know?
I don't know.
It might actually be in the description there, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if it was an institution that they had some direct connection to, or
Columbia University's permanent collection. Okay, interesting. Huh? I did not know that either. I always wondered why there wasn't a lot of artwork out there by them. Huh?
Oh. Yeah, not everything is at the Billy Ireland Museum. But,
right. Well, there are a few other. There's wherever whatever institute Ben's at, Ben Saunders. I think maybe it's Portland or whatnot. They have a pretty decent original art and illustration collection there, and I think there's another.
Well, the Library of Congress too.
Library of Congress, of course, which I've never gotten to, but I think there's another one up in it's either New Hampshire or. I'll have to go back through some of my old notes, but there is another college that has a sizable amount of original comic art as well. But I'll figure that one out. But yeah, Library of Congress, huh? Who doesn't want to make that trip?
Well, hey Bill, we have connections there, very good connections, and if you ever want to do it, you do it with us and get the VIP tour and see things that normal people don't get to see.
Yeah, I think they scheduled a trip to go down there, and they made sure that I was not here, so I couldn't go. I was, off working, and they got to go on a little field trip one day. So
I think we decided we were only going to take people that actually read comic books and knew what they were looking at, right?
Correct.
Okay, I thought that's what it was.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on.
Well, Kelly, we're gonna work this out. So you're actually in town when I take Alex up on that offer. So
but Kelly, you didn't miss anything. It's not like we got to hold the pages from AF-15 or anything, right?
What's the next piece of art there you have for us to talk about here?
What a memorable time that was.
All All right. Well, we looked at that one. Oh, I guess this is the last thing we had was the color guides from Batman 243. But hey, just one quick mention. AFG Media, who said that they had a piece of art from Pini, did say that she didn't do many sketches at cons.
No,
didn't sell many pages. So there you go. I mean, that's just why there isn't that much out
there's
there.
not a lot out there. There's not
And
a
it's
lot out
funny.
there.
You'll see one or two pieces pop up like every quarter, around, and it's and again they're you always have like a set. At least for me, I have an idea of what I think it should go for, and it always goes for like 25-30% more, which is why I bid on a few of them in the past, and just never even come close to winning them because there's just enough people that really desire the work. Oh, and John Norton mentions Indiana University in Bloomington has a great comic art strip library. Now, I did not.
Oh wow,
I love that.
Very interesting.
I'll tell you why I love it, because the more museums get involved with comic art, the better it is for the hobby as a whole. And they're taking stuff off the markets. That might be the potential downside to it, but the more general acceptance we get in the fine art community is better for us.
Yes.
That's good to hear.
I do agree. I mean, and that is the downside. I mean, the art's off the market permanently, but again, I think it's kind of why I wanted to go to the Billy Island, was just to kind of see how they preserve the artwork, and because that the whole behind the scenes tour that we're going to get to have, I thought was going to be fun, just to kind of see their approach to archiving everything and preserving stuff, and even if it's never going to be out there in collectors' hands again, at least it's someplace where a lot of people can appreciate it.
Right.
So we have another set of color guides here, and was this complete as well? I didn't read the description when we got there. Okay, yeah, complete.
Yeah,
24 pages.
And,
yeah, these are.
And we have verified. There were questions about was this from a reprint or the original issue? These Neil Adams color guides we have this time, all from the original issues, and possibly, Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, possibly even colored by Neil Adams, or not true? I thought there was some chatter about that last time when we offered some that he did do some, and
yeah, he had his hands in a lot of things through continuity all the time, so he could do a lot of different things.
We didn't make any claim to that in our description.
Wife, his son. I know there's lots of stuff involved in the family and that stuff. I don't know know enough to speak on it with authority, and realm of possibility though for sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, it's someone commented earlier about the pencils and inks do matter in color guides, even though they're photocopies, and that's absolutely true. This is a prime Neil Adams Batman story. Ra's al Ghul, a character he created. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, very cool, very, very cool. But yeah, I'm happy to see color guides getting their due finally.
I like complete stories too, man. You the likelihood of getting a complete art story is almost impossible now. They were always broken up years ago in most cases, but the color guide stories are often complete. So you have the complete one-of-a-kind comic book you can flip through and read like the published story.
Mm-hmm.
I love that aspect of it too.
Yeah, no, this is nice. Really, really nice. So, we could have picked more artwork, guys. I should be digging through here trying to find some more stuff to feature. But like I said, I knew going into this that you guys had a really great set of auctions here to feature. I mean, it was just obvious going into this. So I'm impressed. I'm looking forward to seeing what the results are myself on a lot of these pieces.
I'm a fan. I look forward to it every single time, and always a pleasure to be here, and appreciate everybody's input in the comments as well, as always.
It's nice to get to this point, right? Because Kelly will tell you it's a lot of work over. We do this main auctions 3 times a year, so there's a lot of work in that 3-month duration until we actually go online, and then till we close. So we're sort of headed into the finish line, and now it's the fun part to see where this all ends up at.
Yeah.
I'll give you a high five, Kelly. When I talked to you 2 weeks ago, you're like, man, this is tough.
Yeah, I don't even think I had time to talk to you, and that was rude. Yeah. But it was.
I understand. It was a lot. So yeah,
it was a lot going on at one time. And it still is. I mean, I've been doing this, getting ready. Stuff's coming in. I leave tomorrow for California, and when I get back, I have to actually I have to go to Ohio. Actually, probably Indiana, Ohio, and then somewhere else, and always somewhere.
I mean, a couple of weeks ago, he stopped on a dime to fly to Canada to pick up some pieces to fly right back, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I was there for all of 11 hours.
Just
Yeah.
got out of the airport and ran right back, right?
I didn't even leave. I basically didn't even leave the airport. But yeah, yeah.
More on
It
that
was,
in November.
Yeah.
Well, what,
Yep.
speaking of November too, someone just commented on the handbook color guys.
Mm-hmm.
We got the covers and most of the interior pages from all 12. So if you're gonna bid on one, know that you got the rest of the run coming behind it. So if you want to be a
Right.
completist, it's all there. It's gonna be there.
Yep.
Right. And you've got X-Men 108 complete color guides for the story and cover.
Yeah, but the cover on 108 is the Masterworks. That one, the
So that
cover
one is okay.
So the cover is Masterworks. The interior is like the 106, where it's both.
Got it. Yeah, that's.
And there's the Amazing Fantasy 15 Masterworks color guide in here.
With
it has
cover.
It includes the Ditko cover as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's very cool. That is that's in here.
Oh yeah, no, I just got over to that too. Wow, that's pretty. You're right. Dang, that is awesome. I'm gonna
you guys are letting the color guide cat out the bag for me.
Oh, yeah, I'm not at all sorry there, Sean. I think you'll be all right. Yeah, but there he is, Ditko himself. So, yeah, I think this was the Masterworks was the first time it was ever published. Is that right, Sean?
No, it was actually published, I think, in Marvel Mania way back in '69. I didn't know for sure. I was hopeful.
Thank you, Sean.
Yes.
And the only other thing I kind of wanted to show, it's not a piece of art, but it is an incredible Jack Kirby poster. Can we show that? It's not a piece of art, but it is art related. It's if you just type in 1576 in the search, you'll find it.
Okay. I know I was looking at it a minute ago, but here, let me go.
It's super rare. It's the only example we know of. Maybe the only example that still exists. Very few were made. It's all sort of in the description. But yeah, Kelly, it's a good call.
I'm sorry, the first you've seen, or yes, no?
The first as anybody's seen, as far as I know.
Right.
Of an official, this is a real deal printing. Not there's repros and everything else out there. This came from the source of a guy who worked at this exhibit, so we know it's real deal.
Yeah, it's a cool poster. 1975.
That's cool from multiple standpoints. Not Kirby, the whole universe, plus it's for an event.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. No, there's like I said, man, there's a lot of good stuff in this this auction from you guys. So
that was the sound of me watching it, by the way. I didn't realize that was
So what? Hey, Sean. So again, you have a new back wall there. I mean, so what is it? Is that a curtain? What is?
That's a sliding door, and I don't want the light coming in, so I blocked it out double. I'm probably gonna switch from gray to black. I don't like the gray. My OCD's going nuts.
So you got two spinner racks. I mean, most people can only have one, Sean, but you've got two. You're gonna tell me you've got four.
I traded. I made some deals happen.
Dang.
You
have to have two for the symmetry, right? It has to
it's not
work
just the
on
symmetry, it's the topper. I wanted the Hey Kids Comics topper, but I always preferred the one with the 4 figureheads. So I needed to have both. Like you said, it's all symmetry.
So Kelly, I guess I'll see you in a few days.
Yes, finally.
Yes, that's good. And you said you're going to be in Ohio. When are you going to be in Ohio?
A couple weeks. First week of August, I drive through Columbus area. I believe Columbus area.
It could only been the second week, Kelly. That's
when we're doing that bad. You'd have been there with everybody.
Yeah, the 12th and 13th, we're doing a thing in Columbus. So if you happen to be driving through, you're more than welcome to stop by.
I will.
I think you probably have to get back to do some work, but thank you, Bill.
Yeah, I knew that.
if you can hear in the background, that's the sound of the chain and padlock that Alex is getting ready for my desk for when I'm here. But that's when I'll be through there. I think it'll be a little earlier than that, but anyway.
All right. Well, keep us posted. 12th and 13th. If you're around, and Alex doesn't send you off to Timbuktu to pick up a couple Slurpee cups or something. I don't know, but
I'm here at his beck and call. So
all right, Alex. If and I'm expecting some scans of your artwork soon, so we.
No, seriously, Todd and I both talked about it, so we just have to do it. It will happen.
Let's try to do something in the fall. I think that would be that'd be good, and it'd be good. Fall would be a good time. I've kind of put my schedule on hold a bit on doing interviews until September anyway, so I want to get this move behind me before I do anything aggressive schedule wise. So, but guys. I'm looking forward to it. So next Wednesday, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, is when the auction starts to close. And you guys have the 20-minute rule, so that when bids are placed, it adds 20 minutes to the current end time at the time the bid was placed, so that anybody who's interested in the piece has a little bit of time to get back and place their bids as well. That's why sometimes these auctions can go late into the night. But
that's 20 minutes per item, not for the whole auction. So each individual item restarts for 20 minutes. Yeah, so it's a slow progression until the 2,000 items get down to the final item.
Right, exactly. So it'll be. I watched the last one, but not too late into the night though. So but I'll be watching this one too, because there's definitely a couple pieces in particular, because I think that's a really that's in my sweet spot there, as well as that Byrne She-Hulk page. Definitely would like to would love to have either of those in my collection, and a Kurt Swan someday. So any last words, guys, before we call it an evening?
We have over 2,000 lots in this auction, from all corners of pop culture, as we've already sort of mentioned, Star Wars and action figures and original art. The comic book section is very strong. Concert posters to political buttons, and great sports card selection, to some rare one-of-a-kind sports cards as well, that Alex has a lot to do with himself getting in the door. So everything,
great superhero merchandise too. I mean, really cool Marvel.
Oh yeah, hand puppets and from Batman toys. Yeah. 1960s superhero, 1970s and also if anyone here is a fan of Migos, I believe one of the rarest, if not the rarest, Migo on the card is in this auction. It's a Green Goblin on the card. Some people would say it doesn't exist, but it does. We have it. It's here. It is. It's incredible. I don't think anyone wants this. There's a Captain America puppet or something. I don't think anyone wants. No. I think everyone should bid on that at least once. Just to upset Sean.
I was just gonna say, where would I find the merchandising stuff? I mean, Sean, that's the kind of stuff I enjoy looking at. But when I look at the categories, how would I actually?
So it gets complicated because it's under Marvel superhero. Marvel superhero.
So if you click browse auction,
at
the top left, and you click on in alphabetical order Marvel superheroes.
Yep.
It will go through comics first.
And comic art.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
But if you just keep scrolling through, you will get to the merchandise. It's we get anything that has to do with Marvel character has that, but you eventually will get to the merchandise, which is later in the lot progression.
Same
but
with
once
DC.
you get it starts at around lot 1557. Starts with a very nice Captain America puppet. And then also, not to keep going, but the 4 sealed Marvel Golden Record reprint, the Golden Record albums are, I think, unheard of to have 4
all 4 factory sealed.
Can I say near mint or no? Is that
if you're a record collector? No, because there's they're high grade. Let's just leave
high grade. Very, very nice, very, very nice examples. Sealed with the record. All 4 examples in this auction. It's just among the Third Eye posters. It's just a bunch. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's just.
No, I'm looking through it right now. There's some cool stuff in there.
But as much as you're making fun of Captain America, that Captain America and Spider-Man mint in the bag with a header card. It's again.
It's unheard of. I shouldn't make. It's really just a cut at Sean for.
No, but also there's Wonder Woman and there's Green Hornet. So just like having those 4 sealed records, to have these 4 mint in the packaging.
In the packages,
those incredible.
Those are already taking off. I think we're going to get some rather surprising prices on those. If they deserve it. Did those come boxed or only on the header card?
Both
Spider-Man boxed,
Cap boxed for sure.
not Green Hornet boxed, and I don't think Wonder Woman boxed either. It's Batman, Robin, Superman boxed.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
But
what
these
those
are all,
things
the
do.
guy that consigned the 4 records, also consigned these 4 puppets, also consigned the Conan strips, also consigned the Kirby poster. And the interesting thing is, he was a late teen, early 20s, maybe in the late 60s, early 70s when this stuff was coming out, and was a comic book fan, but just saw this merchandise on the shelves and had to have it and stored it. You know, didn't play with it, didn't even put it out on display, stored it perfectly from
Pristine. Yeah.
Oh man, I want the Incredible Hulk toy box.
That's also from him, and that's also very rare. Find another one. Not only box, it's sealed. It's never opened. That is very rare.
See, if I had that, I'd have it like right behind me so everybody could see.
Yeah, the Ghost Rider on the card, the motorcycle Fleetwood came from him. Yeah, he had a good eye and a good sense to save early on.
He just happened to save super rare stuff, too.
Yes, he did. Yes.
Yeah, there's
an element of luck of the draw just finding that on the shelf in the store back then.
Yes,
absolutely.
Then you know, I've got the Marvel Superheroes lunchbox, but yours is unused with the tag and the thermos.
And
is that from him?
The original tissue paper wrap that went around the thermos from the store. He bought that one, and we have the DC. Both are dead mint, old store stock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, he had a good eye. Yeah.
I love crossover stuff. You talk about that stuff all night.
Oh man! Well, if I only was made of money, the things that I would own, I'd have a back wall kind of like Alex. I think. Look at all that. He's diverse.
If you look to our left, that's where his art wall is, which everyone will see what's on that wall over time. Eventually,
we're saving that for a special calf show. That can't.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
So, in the future, not 12 years from now, Alex. We got to be 12 months.
Somewhere between the 6 months and the 12 years. So let's meet at 5.5 years.
I feel like I work for you now, Alex.
I'll push him. We'll push him. And also, Bill, you're always welcome here as well. Whenever you're.
Well, I'll tell you honestly, I will. I am moving to Florida, but I will. I'd love to get up to the Library of Congress, and so if I were able to swing that, I'll definitely contact you guys.
Open invitation.
I really enjoy that.
Yeah, Sean, we're good where you are. You can stay there.
Yeah,
Oh man! Well, listen, hey guys, I'm looking forward to maybe we'll do a recap. If you guys have time, and I'll be happy to do that with you. And then I thought it was great that we were able to schedule this thing in advance as well. So when you getting closer to finalizing the date of the next auction, so let me know, and we'll pick us Monday again.
Yeah, we'll try to do probably the same. Maybe a week before on a Monday is probably the best. So we'll figure out when that is. We do try to wait to set the actual date until we know, but we'll figure it out. Yeah,
works for me. All right, gentlemen.
Just quickly, the sooner everyone sends us great art, the sooner we can cap the next auction off and give you the date. How's that sound?
There you go. Right.
Exactly.
Consignments. That's
always.
We should have said that going into it. Always. But that's true. And they can contact these right through hakes.com, which is where they can be bidding on these auctions as well. But if you got consignment information, you got questions, these are the guys to talk to. So I'm sure everybody's contact information is up there. You probably make it pretty easy when people want to make an inquiry as far as getting more consignment info and everything. So
there's consignment links. There's staff page has emails to everybody. So yep.
Perfect.
Cool.
All right, guys, and everybody for tuning in tonight as well. Thanks for this.
Thank you, everyone.
Kelly, I'll see you Thursday or Friday, probably. Friday.
Right
Let's call Friday because I'm
sure
Thursday's going to be a little hectic with me getting in. But Friday for sure, I'll swing by the Hakes booth, and I look forward to meeting you. Alex, Sean, always fun. And everybody in the chat, thanks for tuning in. We will see you again. Well, you know what? You're not going to see me for a while, but next week I'll have some live shows on the schedule. Since San Diego's around, I am not doing anything for the remainder of the week, except for some pre-recorded stuff that will get posted to the channel while I am gone. So